Starting this fall, Annie the Musical can be seen right here in New York City.
So exciting. Well, this morning we're announcing for the first time the star in the lead role, 11-year-old Lila Crawford. Good morning. Congratulations.
Everything's humming now. There's our billboard! Yay!
Lila, this is so exciting. Tell me a little bit about the audition process and why you wanted to do it.
Well, I just love the theater, and I first auditioned in August, and it took me 8 months to get the part because they were choosing from over 5,000 girls, and I just feel very honored to have gotten the part.
I bet you do, and in fact, I understand you've got a very special four-legged co-star.
Yes, Annie did a huge search for the new Sandy at animal shelters all across the country.
And they got Broadway's top animal trainer, Bill Berloni, to conduct the search. It is really a heartwarming story of a little dog's journey, all the way from a shelter to the Great White Way. This is Annie's Search for Sandy.
Come on, let's go outside. Come on. Good dog. Come on, Mikey. Come on, Nigel.
My name is Bill Berloni.
Oh, lunchtime.
I call myself a theatrical animal trainer,
Boy, you were so good, Argyle.
and I've been asked to work on the new production of Annie.
Hi, I'm calling about the Golden Retriever Poodle mix named Ireland. I'm calling about Baxter, the Cairn Terrier mix.
The type of dog we're looking for first has to resemble the very first dog that I found 35 years ago, the original Sandy.
I like dogs that are more beige colored and sandy colored.
We have to find a dog who will become a Broadway performer. He has to be smart, he has to be really well-tempered.
Is he friendly, good with kids and people?
So finding that dog that just has all those qualities, sometimes we have to go all over the country.
He came to your shelter about 2 months ago.
Whenever I look for a dog, it's always a rescue dog. We look for those dogs that just nobody wants, but there's a star inside.
With the help of our friends at Pedigree, who share the belief that every dog is a star, I'm searching to find just the right dog to become Annie's beloved best friend.
Up to date, spayed and neutered.
My wife Dorothy and I started the search last year.
Supposedly he's very outgoing.
About 40 pounds, a little
He's
small. As far as you know, has he ever shown any aggression towards any person or any dog?
In what we do, I can't have a dog who will inadvertently become aggressive. I need a dog that if someone startles him, they go, oh, it's okay, and not snap.
He just looks fantastic. And
If it all works out, then I fly out to wherever it may be, see the dog, and hopefully, bring it back as a candidate for the director to look at.
I think we may have found the first candidate. This is Bart Starr. He's adorable, but he looks more like the cartoon because he's a little reddish. He's got the upright ears and the black muzzle.
we've never had a dog who looked like the comic strip. I know this is going to sound like a crank call, but we're looking for a new Sandy for the new Annie, and we saw Bart Starr on your website, and I was just calling to see if he was available. He is. Is he in good health? What do you guys feed? Oh, good, because I feed Pedigree too. He sounds like a fantastic dog. There's something about him that's drawing me to him.
I want to go out and see him, so I'm headed out to Indiana because I think he has the right temperament for the job we need him to do.
Hey, buddy. Bart, do you know your name? Hi. Hi. My process is trying to assess if this is a super dog. Come here, bud. I'm going to be seeing him in a stressed-out environment. I'm going to see how he interacts with strangers, and then I'll ask him to do some things, and all the while seeing what his willingness is to interact with me. What if you touch your feet? What if they open your mouth? Part of this temperament test is figuring out what that aggression threshold is. What's going on over there? It's okay. It's okay. This is an amazing dog. I mean, I've pushed every button that I know. He's just taking it all in like, what do you got next? It's okay. This can be really hard to do for me at times because the dogs that I come out and see don't pan out. And that means I have to leave them here. And personally, it's a hard decision. Gosh, now comes the moment of truth. Off the bat, I can tell you he's too small. But what drew him to me was facially, he looks very, very much like the comic strip. I think what I need to do is bring him back to New York. Oh, you're welcome. I know it's very emotional.
It's nice to have some kind of validation that what we do is important and that dogs like Bart aren't trashed, you know, just because they didn't have a home.
Well, even though I've chosen Bart as one of the dogs that I think will be Sandy, there's still a lot of hurdles to go through. I will probably bring our director 2 or 3 dogs, and he will have the ultimate decision. You ready to go audition in New York, buddy?
Break a leg.
But guess what? We got a little road trip. Tradition lives on.
You're not going to believe this, but I'm sitting here looking at this email that just came over. It's about a dog down in Tennessee. And look at the way they started it. Tomorrow, tomorrow, I love you tomorrow. The dog's name is Porky.
He was about to be euthanized, but got loose and ran to one of the trustees.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? Look at this.
Wow.
Porky has that classic Sandy look and sounds really sweet, so I'm on my way to Tennessee.
Hey, you. Porky. Hi. How are you? How are you? What are you doing back here? She's gorgeous.
She's absolutely stunning.
Hi. Hi. She's got the perfect look.
Porky's chances of adoption just wasn't panning out for her. In fact, she was scheduled to be euthanized, and she actually pulled out of her collar as they were prepping her to be euthanized and ran back, jumped into the arms of the trustee that had been caring for her, and they just kind of sat down on the floor, and he said, please, give her one more chance.
Come on, jump up. You can do it. Did they teach you not to jump up?
Yes, they did.
They did. That's very good. She's sweet, she's outgoing, she's smart, she's got the look. I think she's about the right size. I'm pulling your tail.
She doesn't care.
I'm pulling your tail. What I saw with Porky, there were those moments where she gets frightened of something but then turns around quick. Can I pick you up? And I was trying to find a situation in which I could test that. Seeing how they act with other dogs is also important. It tells me, are they an alpha dog? Are they somebody who's sort of neutral, or are they at the bottom of the pack? Who is that? This little Jack Russell Terrier is a very tough dog. She's showing good choices in the way that she's interacting with him. Porky, where are you going? So there's no true science to this. You have to sort of trust your intuition. I am a little concerned about her timidity. I think that when we get her from a rural area to an urban area, she might be overwhelmed. I'm thinking she might have got a trip to New York.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much. I knew you were a star.
Porky, whose name we've got to change. And whether it's my home or someone else's home or a home on Broadway, Porky's definitely got a shot. Good girl. Oof.
Are you ready to go to New York City? No more Porky. I'm gonna change your name to Casey.
Bill, I think I found one. Down in Houston. They have his name listed as Bruno, but then they say female. But it sounds like it might be a kill shelter or city shelter.
She really looks good. Probably should call quick and see if she's available and what she's like. We already have 2 dogs. I mean, we've got 2 great candidates, but this dog is in a very risky situation, and I hope she's gonna be okay. I saw a dog online called Bruno, but it says that she's a female, and I wonder if she's still up for adoption. Good. How long do they have? 24 hours. We're gonna come down and get this dog. Just make sure you keep her alive until tomorrow afternoon. That'd be fantastic. So I'm sending one of my trainers down tomorrow to go and adopt her on my behalf. And it'll be the first time that I've ever adopted a dog as a candidate for a Broadway show without ever seeing it.
We're having her transferred to the Humane Society of New York, where I work as the animal behaviorist. I'll temperament test her there, and hopefully she'll be our 3rd candidate for Annie the Musical.
Hey, look at you. You're gorgeous. Oh my goodness. Let me see, wow. You're very gentle. That's a good sign for a Sandy. Can you jump up? Oh, very good. It's a hard decision, you know, because I have to look into this crystal ball of a dog that I don't know, and at that moment decide, should I take it or not? I'm Bill. Who are you? We're gonna call you Sonny. We're gonna call you Sonny. Hi. You look just like all the other Sandys. Wow, I'm just so pleased with Sonny. Having just met her, she's really a dream behaviorally, and she seems to be in good shape, so I think she's gonna be a really good candidate for Sandy. Can I pick you up? Oh, I got you. I got you. This is a dog who's going to be not just on stage, but meeting kids and doing public appearances and being an ambassador for all dogs, and especially all shelter dogs. So the process of finding the right dog is very, very important.
Once the dog is picked, then I have to fast-track this dog on making him trained, learning all these commands, learning new behaviors, and being comfortable in any situation you possibly can imagine. So it really has to become a dog who's able to perform anywhere.
The sun has come out on Broadway.
Here you go, Sonny. Good girl. We're home now. Once we get him here, we introduce him to the pack. Yeah. Okay, let her go, let her go. First week, I let them just have fun. I mean, these poor dogs have been in animal shelters. I let them run on our property. I let them play. I let them be dogs. I let them just get all that angst out. And then, you know, slowly we'll start training them. The basics. Sonny, heel. Good girl. Every day, sometimes twice a day, we'll do a session. And it begins with basic obedience, which is heeling, sitting, and staying. Basically getting the dog in the mind that you have to listen to me now and it's gonna be fun. Weave. Good girl, yay! That was very good. And I'll also start taking them out a little bit because I don't want them to be shocked that first time I bring them to New York City to meet the director. Right now, I'm in a testing phase for our candidates. At any point during the phase, they could fail one of the tests and really not be appropriate for the show, and that's what I'm trying to fast track and set up situations where I could see their reactions to many, many different things.
My daughter, Jenna, helps me go out and socialize the dogs.
Uh-oh. We've just come around the corner, and we see some puppies playing. Now let's see if we can distract them. Hey, who wants a treat? Ah, here we go. By desensitizing them, what I have to get them used to are crowds, loud noises, people, and actual theater performances. Hi. All of a sudden, the two of them were ganging up on this little dog. Hi. Which means they're bonding to me and they're bonding to each other. But having them both together, when they encountered the new dog, they both reacted badly.
I have to adjust the training so they know that I'm the leader, not them.
The training really has to be wrapped up because we start rehearsals for an October opening. The three new dogs, Bart, Star, Casey, and Sonny, all have the right stuff to become a Sandy. But there's always a fear factor that I have that the dogs could fail. Every once in a while, one dog along the way will say, you know what, I really love you, Bill, but I'm not real happy about this performing thing, which is why we have the understudy, and which is why the understudy is being trained at the exact same moment at the exact same levels. And hopefully in 2 or 3 weeks, they're gonna meet the director. And that'll be the final moment of truth for who's gonna be the new Sandy. Today's the big day for the final auditions for the Sandy. 10, please. We've traveled all over to find these guys, and it's their one chance to make it to stardom.
Are they all girls? What are we seeing? Do we know or see? We've been going through a process of finding our Sandy. We're going to be looking at them and deciding who Sandy and Sandy's understudy will be. Uh-oh. Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Hello, everyone. Hey.
Hello.
This is Bart Star.
Bart Star.
Wow. Part of a dream and part of a reality coming together. Being able to rescue dogs and the dream of them actually coming forward and having their chance to be not only a great Broadway dog, but an ambassador for shelter dogs. It's the dream come true. So, candidate number one, a different look than we've ever seen. Come on, Bart, come on. Good boy, good boy. And his tail is always wagging. Whenever he's walking, his tail is wagging. His ears are always up, which say alert.
So animated. Really
Yeah.
great. I love he's got all that energy.
Totally looks different than you would think a Sandy would look, but not like the source
It's
material.
more like his name should be Red.
Yeah.
Here we go. Oh. Hi.
This is Casey.
Casey.
This was our little girl from Tennessee who was in the euthanasia room. Heel. Good girl, Casey. Good girl, good girl.
Hi. There's like a sadness and a love. It's different than Bart. Bart's kind of pulled together a little bit more. She's a little bit looser on the edges.
Scrappy dog.
She's
Survivor.
Yeah.
She looks
and
like...
again, matches Annie.
Yeah.
Who is this?
This is Sunny.
Sonny.
Hi, Sonny.
Named because I thought the sun would come out for her, one way or the other.
Sonny.
She's got that sad look because of the coloring on her eyes. Come on, up. Good girl, yes, yes.
Oh, Sonny, Sonny, Sonny.
So sweet.
You are so sweet.
So, guys, I'm gonna come back in with all three of them.
Okay,
all right.
let's see.
Yes.
My instincts are to just pick two and not
Say
decide which one is going to be Sandy and which is the
See how
understudy.
it goes.
Yeah, because he'll see what he can get out of each of them.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
I have to say I am very partial to Sonny and Casey.
I'm in love with Sunny. I'm completely in love with her.
I'm in agreement that I like Sonny and Casey.
So what I was suggesting was that we pick two dogs and not specify which one will be the first dog yet, and let you work with them and maybe visit you in a month or two and see what their progress is, and then make that call later.
Thank you, Bill.
You're welcome.
Amazing.
All right.
Really incredible.
Okay.
Good girl. Well, the director ended up taking Casey and Sunny and not Bart, even though they liked his personality. They thought the other's look was better, but the good news is that this guy, you know, we already have another home lined up for him.
You know, you kind of go with your gut. You don't think too much about it. It's a kind of gut choice on a certain level. And I was amazed at how actually all three of them were very poised.
It's down to two, and we'll see who has the most talent, I guess, at the next point. Go ahead, go play. Casey and Sunny are sort of starting to play and getting to know one another. That's a really good sign that they'll be able to live together doing the show.
They're doing great at the training, but there's one problem I'm growing concerned about.
During the initial training of Casey, I started noticing something was wrong in her, the way she walked and the way she sat, and we wanted to look into it right away. Good girl. Good girl.
So I consulted my trusted vet of 20 years, Dr. Olson.
Your instincts were correct. The real problem is in the hip, but the immediate problem is in this right knee.
The knee?
It's going to have to be fixed before we can have her do any kind of show.
That'll take her out of the training. We've got to do it, obviously.
So you're going to need to go to rehab, going to need to do some PT.
Is there anything we can do besides the PT to help the healing process?
I would recommend a food with glucosamine and antioxidants in it. The cartilage is going to have to heal, and nutrients are the best way to do that.
Girl, you're going to need surgery. She's so young and energetic that I didn't think it would be that serious. The next step, I have to call the producer and our director. Hi, guys. Thanks for getting on the call. Unfortunately, they don't have a choice. We're going to have to use Sunny for the show.
I'm sorry she has to go through that. You know, we're lucky we have Sunny, and let's keep moving forward.
Fortunately, I've got a good vet, and between Annie and the support of Pedigree, we have the resources to take this dog and give her a pain-free life. Not only did we save her from euthanasia, but we're going to be able to take care of her. This is going to put a little more pressure on me now, having just one candidate that has to be trained and ready to play Sandy. So it changes the game quite a bit. The beloved classic Annie the Musical is back on Broadway. And once again, Annie will be reunited with her four-legged best friend, Sandy. When the show debuted in 1977, I was asked to find and train the original Sandy. So after 3 decades, I'm thrilled to be returning to Annie, the story of a girl and a dog, both desperately seeking a home and wanting to be taken in, nourished, and loved. In order to help more dogs like Sandy, Pedigree has announced the beginning of the Pedigree Feeding Project, their new initiative to help more shelter dogs in more communities. The project kicked off this year in Chicago and Nashville, 2 communities with high numbers of homeless pets. Pedigree is feeding select shelters in these cities, fulfilling their dog food needs at no cost to the shelters.
When I stopped by the Williamson County Adoption Center, I met with Doug Brightwell, who shared a few thoughts about his experience about what the feeding project is accomplishing. So at any given time, how many stray dogs do you house in the shelter?
On the average day, we have about 95 stray dogs.
So how has the Pedigree feeding project helped you guys out?
It's helped us out a great deal. We're able to provide a consistent nutritional diet for the dogs now. They really like it. And it's also able to give us more money for medical procedures and medical supplies. Pedigree has helped us get more dogs adopted by holding off-site adoption events and getting out the word about the dogs that we have available for loving homes.
Now, thanks to Pedigree and the millions of people who donate time and money to help shelters, dogs everywhere have the chance to be the star of someone's life, just like Sandy. Come. The pressure's on since opening night is about 2 months away. Sunny needs to learn what she's supposed to do on stage. Okay. The opening line is, hey, there's one they didn't get. So when she encounters Annie on the street, Annie's going to be a little afraid of her, so the dog is supposed to circle her as she backs up and then kindly lay down in front of her, which is what prompts her to go down and say hello to Sandy. They're after you, ain't they? Well, they're after me, too. After that, she sings the hit song of the show, Tomorrow, in which Sandy, during the whole number, has to lay completely flat on stage. The third big behavior is after the song is over, she has to prove to a policeman that it's her dog, and she's lying, obviously. And on cue, on the third time she says the name Sandy, Sunny's supposed to run over and jump up on her and go up on her shoulders. Dance. So that's the crux of the first big scene that the audience sees Sandy in. Good girl. Even though Casey couldn't train for 6 weeks, she's still Sunny's understudy, so we're all moving to New York City for rehearsals. This is it, girls. Things have been moving ahead. Sunny has become Sandy, and we put her training into hyperdrive, so meeting Annie at this point, now that she's chosen, is my next step in planning what the training is gonna be. I got a new friend for you. You ready?
I just got chosen to be Annie on Broadway, and I'm really excited to meet Sunny.
Who's that?
Hi!
Hey.
Oh, she's so cute.
Congratulations, great to see you
Thank
again.
you. It's so good to see you again.
And this is Sunny.
Hi,
okay.
Sunny.
This is gonna be your new best friend.
Yay! Oh, she's so cute.
The discovery period and making something special is what's really sort of hard. You've not only gonna learn how to train her, but we have to make her fall in love with you.
Yeah.
Oh, he's kissing you. Now, everything I've taught him to do in my basement, now I have to teach him to do in a rehearsal studio. In the beginning, we use our treats to motivate her. And Sunny's already been trained, so now I'm working with Lilith every day to start turning over those commands to her so we can start building that bond and learning the show. You're gonna go Sunny down, and give her a treat and a lot of love. Good girl.
Sunny down.
Good, good. Now pet her.
Good girl. Sunny up.
Oh, you gotta go under her chin, right? At first we work on the basics, which teaches Lil how to command the dog, builds the bond.
Sunny, stay.
Good job. Then the director tells us exactly where those actions happen on stage, which is what we're about to learn in the next couple weeks.
Here, boy. Here, Sandy.
Oh, almost. Good job. Can you try and catch her paws? Right now, you're catching her elbows, and I'm afraid she might scratch you if you don't catch her paws.
Here, boy. Here, Sandy.
Oh. The training is all about, remember, having fun, okay?
Okay.
So use a really fun voice, and when she does it right, really give her a lot of praise so that she starts associating you with someone who loves her.
Yeah. Sunny, heel.
This dog here, little Sunny, is 1 in a million. We were so lucky to have found her, and I think she's gonna be right up there with some of the best Sandys I've ever trained. Good girl, yeah. How do you get to Broadway?
You practice,
Practice, that's right. Can we do that again?
Okay.
Hopefully by the end of an 8-week period of rehearsal in a rehearsal room, we're gonna take that show with that little girl and that dog, and then the last step is moving into a Broadway stage.
Good girl.
We're here to see Annie on Broadway.
I'm really excited about it.
We're gonna see Annie. I heard that there's a real life dog on stage, and I'm so excited.
Apparently an Annie tradition that they rescue shelter dogs and train them to put them on Broadway, so it's really nice.
Hey, big girl, we made it. Opening night. Wow, can you believe it? It started a year ago. From a shelter to a star.
Hello, Mr. Berlin. Hi, Bill. How are you? Hi, Sandy.
Break a paw.
We're so lucky to have found Sunny as our Sandy. And it is truly amazing to see her transformation from scruffy little shelter dog to Broadway star.
Bonding between Lila and Sunny came through, and I couldn't be more proud.
One of the reasons why I love this show so much is because both Annie and Sandy find a home.
Annie, good times are coming now since you came our way. It's Christmas, Christmas every day.
I think it's really cool that the dog in the show is from a shelter because it just shows kind of like the compassion. It's just like the Annie story, and it's just really cool.
I think Sandy was just, he stole the show. He was amazing. He was always on cue.
It's very smart dog.
I can imagine the distractions with the audience and just, yeah, the dog stayed really focused on her and everything. It just was very, very well trained and cooperative.
Sandy was adorable and Annie's little companion and kept her head up throughout the show.
We loved it. It was great.
It was so much fun. It's a new show. It's a new show. You have to see it.
For a shelter dog, there's no better feeling than going home. And by donating our food to shelters in need, Pedigree is doing more than ever to help shelter dogs get adopted. Now you can help too. When you buy a bag of Pedigree, you'll help us feed more shelter dogs, keeping more dogs healthy, happy, and ready to go home. Join us, feed your dog Pedigree, and you'll help us feed more shelter dogs.
The sun has come out on Broadway.